All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds talks with his Sri Lankan counterpart Gotabaya Rajapaksa, reviews topical developments and ongoing cooperation. Today is the last day to register for Pariksha Pe Charcha, Prime Minister's interactive program for stress-free preparation of exam. NIA arrests Assistant Police Inspector Sachin Waze for his role in explosives-laden vehicle found near Mukesh Ambani's house. India's total vaccination coverage nears 3 crore mark. D-board passengers refusing to wear masks despite repeated warnings, orders DGCA. Campaigning gains momentum for upcoming assembly elections in 5 states. Congress announces list of 21 candidates for Tamil Nadu assembly election. Gold and cash worth about 100 crores seized in the state so far. Jammu and Kashmir police release names of 9 wanted terrorists and terrorist associates, announces reward on their information. In cricket, India to take on England in the second 2020 international match in Ahmedabad today. And in women's cricket, India and South Africa to clash in the fourth of the 5 ODI match series in Lucknow. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a telephonic conversation with Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa yesterday. They reviewed topical developments and the ongoing cooperation between India and Sri Lanka in bilateral and multilateral forums. They agreed to maintain regular contact between relevant officials, including in the context of the continuing COVID-19 challenges. Mr. Modi reiterated the importance of Sri Lanka to India's neighbourhood first policy. Today is the last day of registration for Prime Minister's interactive academic program Pariksha Pe Charcha. Pariksha Pe Charcha is part of the larger movement Exam Warriors led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to create stress-free atmosphere for youngsters. Students can register for it through the official site of MyGov on innovateindia.mygov.in. This year's Pariksha Pe Charcha is the 4th edition and will be held virtually. A report.
On popular demand this time, the Prime Minister's massively popular interaction will not only have students but also parents and teachers. To get a chance to participate, students, teachers or parents can take part in Pariksha Pe Charcha competition hosted on MyGov Innovate platform. The competition is open for school students of classes 9 to 12. Each winner will get a specially designed certificate of appreciation. A small group of students from among the winners will get the opportunity to directly interact with the Prime Minister and ask him questions. Each of these special winners will also get a digital souvenir of their autographed photograph along with the Prime Minister. Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
Talking to AIR News, CBSE Examination Controller Sayam Bhardwaj says,
This is very important initiative by the Prime Minister of India. He knows that what is the mean by worries, what is the mean by stress. So he knows that how to just address this problem with the students, with the teachers, with the parents. And parents and teachers are very, very important factor to guide to the students. So when Prime Minister will be informing it to us, nothing could be better than this. I would request each and everyone to get the benefit by registering themselves on the MyGov, and thereafter whenever this program is being conducted, must participate and take the benefit of this exercise done by the Honorable Prime Minister of India.
A student of Jabalpur, Himakshi Patel, who participated in Pariksha Pe Charcha program last year, shared her experiences with Akashwani.
मैं कुशल पांडे 10वीं का छात्र हूँ। मैं पिछले साल परीक्षा पे चर्चा इस इवेंट के लिए सिलेक्ट हुआ था। नरेंद्र मोदी जी जब स्टेडियम में आए, सभी बहुत उत्साहित थे उनके थॉट्स सुनने के लिए, उनके आइडिया सुनने के लिए। उन्होंने अपने आइडिया प्रकट किए। जैसे सवाल हमने पूछे उनसे, उन्होंने सही उत्तर में जवाब दिया और ऐसे ऐसे उत्तरों में जवाब दिया जिसे हम सोच भी नहीं सकते थे। वो उत्तर आज भी हमारे अभी कुछ दिनों में हमारी बोर्ड एग्जाम्स है 10th और 12th की, तो हम उसे इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं वहाँ पे। तो मैं हमारे माननीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी सर को धन्यवाद कहना चाहता हूँ। उन्होंने हमारे लिए, हम छात्रों के लिए उनका एक महत्वपूर्ण टाइम दिया।
That was Kushal Pandey, a student from Solapur in Maharashtra, who took part in last year's Pariksha Pe Charcha. India's total vaccination coverage is nearing 3 crore mark. The cumulative number of COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country has crossed 2.91 crore. A total of 2 crore 91 lakh 92,547 vaccine doses had been administered till 7 p.m. yesterday. These include 73,31,498 healthcare workers who have taken the first dose and 42,58,297 healthcare workers who have taken the second dose. Yesterday, a total of 9,74,090 vaccine doses were administered. Out of this, 8,05,014 beneficiaries were vaccinated for first dose and 1,69,076 healthcare workers and frontline workers received the second dose of vaccine. The countrywide vaccination drive was rolled out on 16th of January and vaccination of the frontline workers started from 2nd of February. The next phase of vaccination commenced from 1st of March for those who are over 60 years of age and for people aged 45 and above with specified comorbid conditions. In Puducherry, the immunization coverage of frontline workers has picked up with over 4,000 frontline workers getting their first shot of the COVID-19 vaccine so far. We have a report from our Puducherry correspondent.
Besides, another 12,367 healthcare workers also took the jab. To date, 24,487 persons, including 7,847 general public, have been immunized in the Union Territory. Meanwhile, Puducherry recorded 31 new COVID-19 cases yesterday, while no deaths were reported. Of the new cases, 5 from Mahe, 23 from Puducherry, and 3 from Karaikal. No cases were reported from Yanam. With 26 patients discharged, the active cases stood at 191. Of these, 87 were in hospitals and 104 in home isolation. The tally is 670 deaths, a total of 40,015 cases and 39,154 patients recovered. Air News, Puducherry.
In Gujarat, more than 1,20,707 persons were vaccinated against COVID-19 yesterday. Out of these, more than 90,000 persons were above 60 years of age or above 45 with comorbid conditions. Quoting official sources, AIR Ahmedabad correspondent reports that not a single instance of side effect has been reported. More from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
According to the State Health Department, the vaccination of 19,33,388 have been completed for the first dose, while the vaccination of 4,87,135 have been completed for the second dose. Meanwhile, 775 new cases of COVID-19 reported during the last 24 hours, while 579 patients have been discharged from the hospitals after recovery. Total 2,68,775 patients have been recovered from COVID-19 till now. At present, Gujarat has 4,200 active cases of COVID-19, out of which 53 patients are on ventilator. Maximum 206 new cases reported from Surat yesterday. Yogesh Pandya, Air News, Ahmedabad.
Director General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, has asked airlines to deboard passengers who do not wear their masks properly despite repeated warnings. The aviation regulator said there must be strict adherence to COVID-19 protocols by air travellers. DGCA said it has been noticed that some travellers undertaking air journey do not adhere to COVID-19 protocols and do not wear masks properly or maintain social distancing after entering airport premises. The DGCA has also directed that passengers shall wear masks and maintain social distancing norms at all times during the air travel. The mask shall not be moved below the nose except under exceptional circumstances. Ministry of Civil Aviation has proposed about 392 routes under Udan 4.1 bidding process on the occasion of commencement of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The Udan 4.1 round is focused on connecting smaller airports along with special helicopter and seaplanes routes. In addition to these, some new routes have been proposed under the Sagarmala seaplane services in consultation with the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Till date, 325 routes and 56 airports, including 5 heliports and 2 water aerodromes, have been operationalized under the Udan scheme. President Ramnath Kovind will visit Sonbhadra district of Uttar Pradesh today. He is on a 3-day tour to the state. The President arrived in Varanasi yesterday, where he took part in the Ganga Aarti and offered prayers at Kashi Vishwanath Temple with his family members. Today, President will visit Chapki area in Bhabani block of Sonbhadra district, where he will grace the Vanvasi Samagam and inaugurate the newly constructed building of Seva Kunj Ashram. More from a correspondent.
President Ramnath Kovind has a very old association with Seva Kunj Ashram Chapki, which is working in the region for more than 2 decades for the conservation of cultural heritage of tribals and their social development. Thousands of tribals are expected to take part in the congregation named Vanvasi Samagam, which will be graced by President of India. Convener of the function, Vimal Singh, told AIR News that President Ramnath Kovind will spend 2 hours here, during which he will interact with tribals and will take a glimpse of the tribal culture, apart from inaugurating the 2 hostels and a mess for students at Seva Kunj Ashram. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Renukut, Sonbhadra.
National Investigation Agency NIA has arrested Assistant Police Inspector Sachin Waze at midnight. Before arrest, he was squeezed for around 12 hours at the NIA office in Mumbai. NIA said Waze has been arrested for his role and involvement in placing explosives-laden vehicle near the house of industrialist Mukesh Ambani on 25th of February. Charges under various sections of IPC, including 286, 465 and 473, are levied against him. NIA took over the case last Monday after the Home Ministry's order. Earlier, Waze had filed anticipatory bail plea in Thane Sessions Court. After hearing arguments from Waze's lawyer yesterday, the court refused to grant interim protection and posted the plea for hearing on March 19th. Initially, Mumbai Police's crime branch was investigating this case and Sachin Waze was the investigating officer. The body of Mansukh Hiran, the alleged owner of the explosive-laden car, was found on 5th of March in Thane Creek. His wife claimed that he was being pressurized for taking responsibility of the car. She also claimed that during November 2020 to February 2021, Waze was using that car. Waze has denied the charges.
Jammu and Kashmir Police has released a list of 9 wanted terrorists and terrorist associates who are active in and around Srinagar. The police have announced a reward for anyone providing information about them. The Kashmir Zone Police released the names and photographs of terrorists through its official Twitter handle yesterday. The police have also shared several phone numbers on which information about these terrorists can be given. The informers have been promised suitable rewards. In Jammu and Kashmir, 1 terrorist was gunned down by security forces in an ongoing overnight encounter at Rawalpora area in South Kashmir Shopian district. The encounter had broken out last evening, but due to darkness, the operation was suspended to avoid any collateral damage. 1 terrorist was killed when the operation resumed this morning. The identity of the slain terrorist is being ascertained. Talking to AIR News, State DGP Dilbag Singh said,
On a specific input from Shopian police, an operation was launched in Rawalpur area of Shopian. The operation started late last night and continued till morning. It is resumed again. In a fresh firefight, 1 terrorist has been killed and the operation is still on.
You are listening to the morning news at All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds talks with his Sri Lankan counterpart Gotabaya Rajapaksa, reviews topical developments and ongoing cooperation. Today is the last day to register for Pariksha Pe Charcha, Prime Minister's interactive program for stress-free preparation of exam. NIA arrests Assistant Police Inspector Sachin Waze for his role in explosives-laden vehicle found near Mukesh Ambani's house. India's total vaccination coverage near 3 crore mark. Deboard passengers refusing to wear masks despite repeated warnings, orders DGCA. Campaigning gains momentum for upcoming assembly elections in 5 states. Congress announces list of 21 candidates for Tamil Nadu assembly election. Gold and cash worth about 100 crores seized in the state so far. Jammu and Kashmir police release names of 9 wanted terrorists and terrorist associates. Announces reward on their information. In cricket, India to take on England in second 2020 international match in Ahmedabad today. And in women's cricket, India and South Africa to clash in the 4th of the 5 ODI match series in Lucknow. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back. You are listening to the morning news. Election Commission has written to Chief Secretaries and Chief Electoral Officers of Assam, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal and Puducherry regarding equitable opportunity for access to election-related advertisement space. EC said in its letter that it has been brought to its notice that in some places advertisement space has been monopolized by some political parties. The Commission said it should be ensured that any such place is not dominated or monopolized by any particular party or candidate. All parties and candidates should be provided equal opportunity in this regard.
BJP Central Election Committee held a meeting in New Delhi to finalize party's candidate in 5 states for assembly polls. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President JP Nadda and other senior party leaders attended the meet at party headquarters. In Kerala, BJP will fight on 115 seats and other NDA allies will contest on the rest of 25 seats in the upcoming assembly elections. State BJP Chief K. Surendran announced this after the CEC meet in the national capital yesterday. He said the state unit has submitted its proposal and expect the list to come out by this morning. Congress party has announced a list of 21 candidates for Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. In 2016 Assembly elections, the party contested on 41 Assembly constituencies as an ally of the DMK and secured 8 seats with 6.47% voting percentage. 4 more names of the contestants are yet to be released by the party. This time, Congress is in direct contest with BJP on 5 seats, Coimbatore South, Karaikudi, Udagamandalam and 3 constituencies in Kanyakumari. BJP is expected to release the names of the candidates for the assembly polls today.
In the Kanyakumari Lok Sabha by-election, the son of Vasanta Kumar, Lok Sabha MP who passed away last year, will be contesting. The contestant Vijay Kumar is an actor. Lok Sabha MP Vishnu Prasad sat in protest at the Congress office yesterday in Chennai. CPM, an ally of the DMK, which has been allotted 6 seats, also announced the names of the candidates yesterday. Maintaining an upbeat in the election is the role of the flying squad involved in random checking for movement and seizure of money, jewellery and gift articles without proper documents. With Murthy, Joy, AIR News, Chennai.
Meanwhile, in Tamil Nadu, election special observers had a virtual meeting with district electoral officers all over the state. Till now, 100 crore worth of gold, jewellery and cash without proper documents have been seized. Voter awareness yatras, exhibitions and rallies are being held at all public places in all districts to highlight the importance of voting. EVMs are being dispatched to the districts. The Chief Election Commissioner, in his virtual meeting yesterday with the state electoral officers, underlined the need to monitor expense as well as concentrate on paid news and advertisements.
In poll-bound Assam, campaigning is gaining momentum as ruling BJP has launched a star-studded campaign. Senior leader and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Home Minister Amit Shah will address several rallies today in Upper Assam. Mr. Shah will address rallies at Margarita and Nazira. Yesterday, Union Minister Smriti Irani addressed 3 rallies and urged people to vote for NDA for continuous development in the state. Senior Congress leaders Jitendra Singh, Ripun Bora, Gaurav Gogoi are also campaigning for party candidates. Senior party leader and Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel will visit Dibrugarh today. Other parties including AIUDF, Ahom Gana Parishad, BPF, Assam Jatiya Parishad, Raijor Dal and left parties are also holding election rallies today. Chief Electoral Officer of Assam, Nitin Khare, has assured that all steps have been taken to ensure the safety of voters. Addressing the AIR's part-time correspondent workshop in Guwahati yesterday, Mr. Khare said that 5,300 auxiliary polling stations to be set up across the state. He said that all basic facilities would be available for voters, including use and throw gloves to prevent contamination. Mr. Khare appealed that All India Radio should disseminate all poll-related information to people. He appreciated the role of AIR in creating voters' awareness. Addressing the workshop, Principal Director General of AIR News, N. Venudhar Reddy, stressed the need to give emphasis on disseminating information that should help in increasing polling percentage in the state. In poll-bound West Bengal, senior leaders and star campaigners of BJP will be holding a series of public meetings and road shows today in the districts going for polls in the first phase. Home Minister Amit Shah will be taking part in a road show at Kharagpur in West Mednipur in the evening, whereas Textiles Minister Smriti Irani will address several rallies in Purulia, West and East Mednipur. Candidates of the Left Front and Trinamool Congress will mostly focus on door-to-door campaign today. Chairman of the Left Front, Biman Boshu, will be in Jhargram, whereas the TMC chief and Chief Minister of the state, Mamata Banerjee, is expected to attend a party program in the afternoon. Our correspondent reports that Ms. Banerjee is also expected to release the party manifesto in the evening. According to doctors, her health condition has improved considerably and swelling on her left ankle has subsided.
In Telangana, polling has just begun in 2 graduate constituencies of State Legislature Council. Amidst elaborate arrangements, over 10,36,000 graduates in 21 districts will be exercising their priority vote at 1,530 polling stations. In all, 93 candidates are in the fray in Mehbooba Nagar, Rangareddy, Hyderabad constituency, while 71 candidates are in the contest in Warangal, Khammam, Nalgonda constituency. The polling, which commenced at 8 a.m. today, will continue till 4 p.m. In view of the huge number of candidates at both the constituencies, the election authorities are using jumbo ballot boxes and ballot papers. Over 12,000 polling staff have been deployed in polling duty. The biennial elections are being held as the 2 constituencies are falling vacant by the 29th of this month. The counting of votes will be held on 17th of this month. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the 56-day-long annual pilgrimage to the holy cave shrine of Sri Amarnath Ji will commence on June 28, will conclude on August 22nd. Decision over the commencement of the Amarnath pilgrimage from June 28 this year was taken in a meeting of Sri Amarnath Ji Shrine Board SASB. The Amarnath Yatra was cancelled last year due to COVID-19. The authorities had said that the Yatra would begin on July 21 and continue till August. However, due to the surge in COVID-19 positive cases, the decision was rolled back. Though COVID-19 cases have again started to surge in several states of the country, the board has decided to hold the event with strict COVID-19 guidelines. The board has said it will continue the live telecast, virtual darshan of morning and evening aarti. Besides, the traditional rituals will be carried as per past practice. Situated in a narrow gorge at a farther end of Lidar Valley, the Amarnath Shrine stands at 3,888 meters, 46 kilometers from Pahalgam and 14 kilometers from Balthal.
The ongoing Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat campaign of the government, when carried out by All India Radio, is aimed at actively enhancing interaction between the people of diverse cultures living in different states and union territories of India, with the objective of promoting greater mutual understanding amongst them. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is paired with Tamil Nadu. Our correspondent reports on the exchange of activities under Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat recently.
Unity in diversity is the hallmark of the country like India. Under Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, Government of India has taken the initiative to unite various states and reduce their cultural distances. Taking this endeavor forward, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir has been linked with the state of Tamil Nadu. In this connection, the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat Club of Anna University conducted an allocation competition on 4th of this month, and the topic of the event was remarkable historical places of Jammu and Kashmir and Tamil Nadu. The program was conducted on Google Meet. The event witnessed a good response from the faculty and students. The first 3 winners were awarded with achievement certificates, and the rest participants were awarded with participation certificates. This is Sunil Kohl, AR News from Srinagar.
In Myanmar, at least 12 people were killed in firing by the security forces as the protest against the military government continued for the 42nd day yesterday. According to media reports, 5 people were killed and several others injured when police opened fire on sit-in protest in Mandalay. 1 person was killed in Piai and 2 in Yangon, where 3 were also killed overnight in police firing on the protesters. A truck driver in Chowk also died after being shot in the chest by police. Assistance Association for Political Prisoners Advocacy Group has said that more than 70 people have been killed during widespread protests against the military seizure in Myanmar on February 1st. Meanwhile, the acting leader of the country's ousted civilian government, Man Win Khaing Than, addressed the public for the first time yesterday and vowed to pursue a revolution to overturn the junta.
In 2020 cricket, India will be striving to win the second game of the 5-match series against England at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad this evening. They lost the first match of the series at the same venue. India went into the first T20 with 6 bowling options, but their batsmen were blown away by the England pacers. Apart from Shreyas Iyer, every other Indian batsman struggled for timing, but a major concern for the hosts going into the second T20 would be the form of skipper Virat Kohli.
In women's cricket, Indian Eves will take on South African Eves in the 4th match of the 5-match ODI series in Lucknow today. The match begins at 9 this morning. South Africa leads the series 2-1. India women will be hoping to win and level the 5-match series. Blown away in the series opener, India had bounced back in style in the second ODI. However, Mithali Raj's side did not have luck on the side as they lost the rain-affected third game by a Duckworth-Lewis system by the margin of just 6 runs despite posting a competitive 248 for 5. Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. National capital Delhi will experience mist in the morning. Minimum temperature was 16 degrees Celsius while maximum will be around 31 degrees. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky with temperature varying between 22 and 36 degrees Celsius. Chennai will have partly cloudy sky. Temperature will fluctuate between 24 and 34 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. Minimum temperature was 24 degrees Celsius while maximum will go up to 33 degrees. Jammu will have partly cloudy sky becoming generally cloudy towards the afternoon. The minimum temperature was 15 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be around 24 degrees. In Srinagar will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Minimum temperature was 4 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to rise up to 9 degrees. Leh will have partly cloudy sky. Minimum temperature was minus 5 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be 9 degrees. Gilgit is expected to experience rain or snow. Temperature will hover between 8 and 17 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad is also expected to have rain or snow. The temperature will vary from 9 to 16 degrees Celsius. In Dehradun, the sky will remain partly cloudy, likely to have rain or thunderstorm. The city will experience temperatures between 14 to 30 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspaper. The Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, telling the airport authority and airline operators to ensure COVID protocol compliance is one of the stories that finds prominent mention in the dailies this morning. The Tribune quoting DGCA writes, drop flyers flouting COVID norms. Hyderabad firm to produce jabs with US funding, leads the Hindustan Times. Covishield side effect review next week, informs the Pioneer. On March 10, the Nondigram incident in which Mamta was injured, the Indian Express quoting Election Commission observers says, no proof of planned attack against CM, no OK sought for event. Yashwant Sinha joins Trinamool ahead of election, observes Hindustan Times. Infantry battalions get US 6-source guns, reports the Asian Age. And finally, the box office is back in business and Bollywood has plenty to offer. Well, Financial Express reports that with easing of restrictions, film industry ready for theatres with a string of new releases.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds talks with his Sri Lankan counterpart Gotabaya Rajapaksa, reviews topical developments and ongoing cooperation. Today is the last day to register for Pariksha Pe Charcha, Prime Minister's interactive program for stress-free preparation of exam. NIA arrests Assistant Police Inspector Sachin Waze for his role in explosives-laden vehicle found near Mukesh Ambani's house. India's total vaccination coverage nears 3 crore mark. Deboard passengers refusing to wear masks despite repeated warnings, orders DGCA. Campaigning gains momentum for upcoming assembly elections in 5 states. Congress announces list of 21 candidates for Tamil Nadu assembly election. Gold and cash worth about 100 crores seized in the state so far. Jammu and Kashmir police release names of 9 wanted terrorists and terrorist associates, announces reward on the information. In cricket, India to take on England in the second 2020 international match in Ahmedabad today. And in women's cricket, India and South Africa to clash in the fourth of the 5 ODI match series in Lucknow. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.